Welcome. Good noon. Welcome to our weekly Sunday spiritual spa. We like to think of it as your Sunday spiritual indulgence. We're here to help you feel better if you're feeling bad, and to help you feel even better if you're feeling fine. And we've been known to serve as a spiritual urgent care if that's what you need in the moment. That's what we're here for. To remind you that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. And sometimes that's fabulous, and sometimes it's not so hot. However it is, you're welcome here. You know, the author of The Science of Mind and founder of religious science, Ernest Holmes, used to open his television show with the words, "There is a power for good in the universe, and you can use it." So true. And the greater fact is that you really can't not use it. It's a power like electricity. You can use it to light your house, to light up your life, or to electrocute you. Some of us are not making wise choices with it. So you're using it all the time. It is available all the time. And it is done unto you as you believe. That's how it works. An important part of Dr. Holmes' admonition is to remember to use it for good, which is its natural tendency. So I'm going to ask you to listen to the next few words and see if they make any sense to you. They really are a synopsis of what we believe. We believe that we are here to remember who we are. We are children of creation. We are here to remember that we are created in the image and likeness of creation itself. Creation, God, the universe, life, whatever you choose to call the creative, motivating force of the universe. We are here to heal our misconceptions about our lives and ourselves and our world, and to release whatever beliefs we may be holding that no longer serve us. I'm going to be talking about that in a bit. We are here to learn how to use our divine inheritance to make our lives and our world a better place. We are here ultimately, I think, to be awake, to be inspired and inspiring, to uplift, to heal, to make whole ourselves and our world. I love to get you thinking right from the get-go, because the very last thing I want you to do is to leave your brain at the door. So here's this morning's question. If you could choose any life at all, not someone else's life, but any life for yourself, if you could dream of being or doing or having something other than what you've got, what would it be? Would it be your current life with just some minor adjustments? Or would it be something very, very different? And what do you think it would take to create that life? Would you do it on your own? Or would you need some help from the outside world? Or do you think it would take a miracle? If you could choose any life, not someone else's life, simply any life for yourself, if you could wave a magic wand, what would it be? Think on that, will you, while I launch into what I'm going to talk about today. While you are listening, and I hope you will stick around and listen, think about how what is being said might just help you answer the questions I've just asked. Think. Listen. And then we'll chat. I love to chat. And we can do that after we've listened. and talked. So good morning to those of you who are here, and I can't wait to talk to you. But first, now, those of you who have been sticking around for any length of time know that I am a huge Seth Godin fan. Not only do I think he is highly successful, not only does he write the most amazing and entertaining and enlightening books, but he writes a blog and sends out thoughtful missives every day. I don't know where he gets the energy or the time, but I'm ever so glad that he does. And very often I have quoted him or used a thought from him as a launching pad, which I intend to do this morning. So the other day I received this little piece from him, and I just instantly knew I had to share it with you. He calls it the hedonic buffet, and it goes like this. Every day around 3 p.m., my dog takes a nap. As far as dogs go, he has a ton of available options. He could hang in the backyard, he could chase a squirrel, whatever. But in that moment, every day, the choice with the most benefit for him appears to be a nap. We're not that different, Seth writes, except times a billion. In any given moment, you could read a blog like this one, or watch a video, or check your email, or send an email, or we choose. We choose to see what Wolf Blitzer thinks is breaking news. We choose to have an argument or send a compliment. We do it largely out of habit, and our habit is grooved by countless choices in countless moments that came before. Like the buffet, it probably won't make you happier to keep loading your plate up simply because you can. Our best path usually begins by acknowledging that we do, in fact, have a choice. I love Seth. He gets me thinking, and I love things that get me thinking. From another perspective and the mind of another, in my opinion, great thinker, comes this little story. George Burns. I hope you're all old enough to know who George Burns is. George Burns was on a flight between New York and California in what is obviously another age and time, and he asked permission to smoke a cigar. That's how you know it was another age and another time. The flight attendant, honoring his age and his station in life, said, "Well, Mr. Burns, the rules are pretty strict. But because it is you, I suppose you could smoke a cigar if you don't annoy any of the lady passengers." To which Burns replied, "You mean I have a choice?" He was, of course, being facetious, I would imagine. But spiritually speaking, these two men may have been revealing one of the highest spiritual truths ever. Ever. Really. Really. We always have a choice. And we are always choosing. We are free by virtue of having the possibility of choosing more than one course of action. Mr. Burns could smoke a cigar or annoy the lady passengers. He had a choice. We may not always immediately see the choices, but they are always there. Even choosing not to choose is a choice. Ernest Holmes, who I mentioned earlier, said we have the right, and I would add the ability as well as the responsibility, to choose what we want to experience. Man has the ability to choose what he will do with his life. And he is united with a law which automatically produces what he chooses. It is a law, a principle, which responds to our choice. If it could choose, it could reject. Like the soil spitting out the seed because it doesn't approve of what we have planted. Or choosing something else because it's better for us. Or choosing something else because we don't deserve what we've planted. But it doesn't work that way. If we say carrot, it says carrot right back to us. And if we do our part, carrots will come. The universe only says yes to what we choose. We do not have to beg or coerce it or make deals with it. It simply responds to our thinking choices. You know, there's an old English colloquialism, beggars should not be choosers. But the problem with that is that it's more accurate to say that choosers won't be beggars. Another story. There's a story about John D. Rockefeller, who was approached by a very smooth-talking panhandler. Mr. Rockefeller, he said, I just hitchhiked 50 miles down here just to meet you. And everybody I met assured me that you were the most generous man in the entire state of New York. Rockefeller thought it over and then asked the beggar, when you're done here, which route will you choose? I'll probably go back the same way I came, said the beggar. Good, said John D. In that case, you can do me a great favor. Sure, said the panhandler. Whereupon Mr. Rockefeller said very clearly, tell them they're wrong. He made his choice very clear. But what we need to come to understand is that it is not just the rich who get to choose. It is not just the naturally healthy who get to choose. It's not just the successful who get to choose. In fact, in most cases, it is by their choices that they got where they are. We cannot live choiceless lives. Every day, every moment, every second, there is choice. We have the right to choose what we wish to experience. We have the right to choose what kind of people we wish to associate with, in what city, in what kind of house, in what kind of community we wish to live. We are individuals, and the only way we can be individuals is to be spontaneous and to make choices. There is no such thing as mechanical individuality. There is not individuality without prerogative, no individuality without choices. So we decide and we live with our choices. I decided years ago that I am not crazy about mint chocolate chip ice cream. I know that puts me in a minority. I know it does. I get it. But I don't get mint chocolate chip ice cream. Those flavors just don't work in my world. That doesn't make me wrong. It just makes me a little different than a lot of people. Rum raisin, any time. You betcha. And these days, I'm more apt to pick a yogurt frozen than an ice cream. I think it's better for me, and I like the texture of it. But when they put out the mint chocolate chip, I'm just not there. It's all right. It's not a big deal. And that particular choice, although people will point and laugh at me occasionally, makes me happy. But if we don't like what our choices have created in our lives, what we need to come to understand is that we can re-choose and choose again and again. We don't have to beg the universe or get down on our knees and plead to God. We don't have to supplicate as though God is somehow withholding something from us, as though God would withhold anything from us. Jesus said, it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. The kingdom, the whole schmear. But you have to choose what part of it you want, because you really don't want it all. If you've ever eaten at a buffet, you know that as you go through, you could just put everything on your plate because it's all included. But you're not going to. You're going to choose what you want to put on your plate and eat. And even if you put it on your plate and take it to the table and start to eat it and don't like it, you don't have to finish eating it. No cosmic mother is standing over you saying, you eat that or you go to bed or you don't get your dessert. That's not the way it works, really, in the world, is it? And yet so often we continue to act as though it is the way it works. In words even older than those of Jesus in the book of Deuteronomy, God says, I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. And he doesn't quit there. Goes on to say, therefore, choose life. Just in case you weren't paying attention. You have choices, blessing, curse, life, death. If you're smart, you'll choose life, wouldn't you? And choose the blessing. Shakespeare, who really seems to have had a handle on a whole bunch of things, in Antony and Cleopatra writes these words. We, ignorant of ourselves, beg our own harms. Jesus, God, and Shakespeare. You don't have to take my word for it. Greater minds than mine have worked on this thing. Beggars, it is said, can never be bankrupt, for they have nothing to lose. But you know, maybe that's good news after all. For if you have nothing to lose, you might as well go for it, don't you think? There is more to you than you know. There is more in you than you give yourself credit for. And there is more waiting for you in the moment you step out of your story and into your truth. You are a child of creation. Honestly now, don't you know that somewhere within you? Doesn't that ring a kind of bell in your heart or your mind? You are a child of creation. Doesn't that nudge something somewhere in your memory? There is a perfect blueprint within you, waiting, just waiting to be revealed. But you must surrender your littleness for it to emerge. If you keep saying, no, I'm not enough, no, that can't be true for me, then it looks like that's true. Because you are the one with the key to the door, and the key is your belief. There is a perfect concept of you held in the mind of the universe as an already established fact. And you are subject to the law that responds to your choice. Walt Whitman wrote, afoot and light-hearted, I take to the open road. healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me, leading wherever I choose. Wherever you choose. Pierre Corneille said, guess if you can, choose if you dare. It is never too late to choose again. I don't care if you're 8 or 18 or 80. It is never too late to choose again. You're still here. Life isn't finished with you yet. You can be whatever you choose to be. You can be strong, you can be healthy, you can be prosperous. You can be peaceful and joyous and loved and loving. And you can change your life and your world if you choose. You can choose. You can even choose not to choose and let life do with you what it will. Perhaps it will make you a beggar or a king. But if you would choose your own course, your own destiny, then remember this, that although it is said that beggars cannot be choosers, the higher truth is that choosers will never be beggars, unless, of course, they choose that. But why would you? So what are you choosing? Remember, it's not about what you are wanting or waiting for or think you should have. It's about what you are believing in. If your life doesn't look like you would have it look, stop complaining or regretting or blaming and look at your beliefs. What do you believe you should have? What do you believe you deserve? What do you believe is the truth about you? Because if you will believe the highest truth about you, then what you think you deserve or what you think you should have are really unimportant. And in case you haven't figured this out yet, if you aren't sure where to look to determine your beliefs, look at your life. Your life is a reflection of your deeply held beliefs. And friends, that's good news. If you created your current life with your current beliefs and it is working for you, congratulations, you got it. If you have only minor tweaks to make to create the perfect life, then make them. If you need a real overhaul, it's still the same process. Change your thinking, change your beliefs, and you'll change your lives. But you have to choose to do it. And you have to believe you can do it, and then you have to do it. But it's all good news. You've got everything it takes to do what you need to do. You always have had. If you bought into somebody else's storyline about your life, or if you bought into the thoughts of the people around you or the atmosphere around you and it hasn't worked out, well, I'm sorry. Fix it. Change your mind. You have the power to transform your life. You can do it. You have the power to make your life richer, fuller, healthier, more vibrant, more filled with love and loving. It's all in the choices you make. Make them wisely. Choose to be what you were born to be. And watch how the universe will support you in creating that life. What have you got to lose? What have you got to choose? Choose that. And watch what happens. Okay, so, my friends, gonna ask again. If you could choose any life, not someone else's life. Why would you want someone else's life? They've already got it. Besides, it's probably not as great as you think it is anyway. But if you could choose any life for yourself to be, do, and have, what would it be? What would it be? And what beliefs would you choose to replace? What would you replace them with? Are you willing to let go of beliefs that no longer serve you? No matter how cherished they may be, no matter who may have given them to you. Are you willing to let go of that? Are you willing to let go of what isn't working? And just because we have a spot for that, would you be willing to ask for prayer to support you in letting go of what doesn't work and creating something even greater? Would ya? So, let's talk. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Kirk. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Heidi. Finally, yes, we missed you. Oh, the volume's good. Oh, I'm so happy. Yay. Yay, 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 yay. That's the built-in microphone on my new camera, which is also working. So, this is all good news. I'm on fire. Thank you. Thank you. I'm feeling good this morning. Terrific, Heidi. I hope you all, well, for those of you who haven't read it, Heidi is going to a new homeless shelter opening next week because she needs to know more about what we are doing to help them. Yes. Get the information. Step number 1, find out. How often we think, I'd like that life, I want to be doing that, without a clue to what that life really is. Before we keep thinking that the grass on the other side is greener, perhaps we should find out if it's really grass or just astroturf. Yay, Heidi. Yay, Heidi. She says, instead of complaining, yes! Instead of complaining, I'm learning more and changing my mind. Whew. Whew. I'm thrilled. I can't tell you how thrilled I am. I'm thrilled. If we could change one mind at a time, it isn't that all we ever do. If we can change one life. Wow. I shall not have lived in vain. Who said that? That sounds like Shaw. Sounds a little like life is one brief candle. I'm so glad you're all here that you guys fire me up. I don't know if I started out fired up this morning. Well, I guess I kind of did. I'm wearing my bright shirt. Color makes a difference, doesn't it? Color? Well, Heidi would know that. Oh, my friends, my friends, my friends, my friends. Prayer requests. Come on. Throw them at me. I love to pray. And if you don't give me prayer requests, then I make stuff up. That could be dangerous. What's going on in your life? What would you like support for? How would you like tomorrow to be and the next day? And the next, what would you like support in letting go of? and grabbing onto.
You're like a short order spiritual cook.
Yeah.
People tell you what they want, and boom, you
And we
deliver
take care of it. Yes.
That's right.
Short order spiritual cook. I like that. And for anybody who's hanging around out in the backs of all of this and not saying anything and just waiting to see how crazy I really am, let me tell you, I'm kind of an irreverent reverend. And I like it that way. That works for me. Heidi might be going to Atlanta. Talk to me about that, Heidi. Is that like to live? A trip or to live? And if it's to live, thank God for the internet, because I'd sure miss you. Atlanta, huh? I went to Atlanta once. Absolutely. Well, actually, I've been there more than once, but once in particular, my first trip, I fell in love. The place is so beautiful. They think differently there. They do think differently there. On some level. Some people think differently there. Nothing you can't fix, Heidi. Nothing you can't fix. So come on, the rest of you, let's, come on, come on. Perfect, Jennifer, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hold on a minute, I have to write these down. Talk amongst yourselves. Cool. Got it. Okay. Oh, Heidi, I can know that for you. Okay, I'm getting excited now, guys. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get me while I'm on fire. Nothing is too big or too small. Oh, Brenda, I just saw that. I'm so sorry about Brandon's dog. I am so sorry. We know he wasn't well, but got it. Yeah. We love our little furry friends, don't we? My screensaver is still Truffle, who we lost a year ago. Over a year ago. And I talk to it every morning when I turn the computer on. Oh, it was my baby. But he sent us truffle. Truffle sent us Tipsy. And that's a pretty cool thing. All right, you guys. What else? I could just sit here and be quiet. You know I won't, though. You know I won't. Yeah, Heidi, I get it. I get it. Yeah. Truffle's on my screensaver and on my phone. I get it. Okay, Kirk, thank you. I knew you were out there. Anybody else hiding in the wings? Not that Kirk was hiding in the wings. I knew he was there. You're right, Heidi. I can't really keep quiet. I don't know how. That's not what I'm called to do, is it? Not what I'm called to do. I'm supposed to make noise. So I do. So I do. I like making noise. It's fun. In my own quiet way. All right, my friends. Heidi, I'm so glad that Lori sailed through the surgery. And we will absolutely pray that she's free and clear. No doubt about it. If any of you out there being quiet have a cancer issue, I'm really good with cancer. I don't know why, but I have been for decades. So if you want prayer, I'm here. Okay. Ready? Got it. Well, all right. Thank you, Heidi. You keep me honest, don't you? Or at least try to. All right, I'm going to pray. I'm just going to pray. If any of you have been holding out, jump on in. I will keep an eye on the sidebar and include you. But I'm not a mind reader. I'm not a mind reader. Most of the time. My kids might differ with that. All right. I'm going to pray. Listen up, guys. And like I say, if there's anything that you think of that you want to add, please just do that. Put it into the chat box, and I'll catch it. I'll catch it. Oh, Kirk. What, no Libra issues? No, that's because we Libras are just too perfect to create issues in people's lives. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to keep thinking. Keep thinking about whether or not there's something you want to ask for. But in the meantime, what I'd like you to do is, and you can do this, I know you can. Also, at the same time, go to that place within you that is strong and powerful and at peace. Some of us feel it in our heads around the third eye or the crown chakra. Some of us feel it in our hearts. Some of us feel it in our gut. Some of us just feel it. Everything tingles. We all do it differently. But there's a place within you where the awareness of the presence of God is. Go there. Go there. And if there is something that you need, you will know in that place, and simply speak it. Write it. There is no right or wrong way to feel the presence of God. We each do it according to our own sensitivities. And since all that there is God, since all that there really is that presence expressing itself in and through all of nature, all of life, all of us, there's no way to do it wrong. We just have to open ourselves to it. To be aware that we can, that we are that. And then to let that wisdom speak in us and as us and through us, to us, and to the world. All that there is that. Whether we look through a telescope at the stars or a microscope at the smallest things, even science tells us that within it all is simply intelligence. We call that God. And it is so much more important to realize that than it is to assume that God is a person sitting on a throne somewhere up in the clouds, judging, keeping track. There's so much more than that. So much more than that. And you are so much more than that. And when we speak our words, when we believe and claim, then our word has the power of creation itself. And as was said on the very first day, let there be light, let there be light. In each of our minds, in each of our bodies, in each of our lives, let there be illumination. Let there be awareness. For Jennifer, I see her now moving beyond feeling bogged down Whatever has caused that is now lifted as the light shines. And as it does, she regains energy and clarity and strength. And she is now capable of being all that she has intended to be. And even her life, even that which is around her, becomes illuminated, enlightened, clean, clear, uncluttered. She sees clearly, she acts easily. She moves gracefully. She is excited about life, and life is excited about her, and together they move. And the fog lifts, and the sludge clears, and the path is made ready. And so she simply puts one foot in front of the other and moves. For Heidi, I know this exciting new project is absolutely moving in the right direction to do good in the world. She is meeting with the perfect people, finding the perfect people to support her to move the project forward so that it can do what it is intended to do and support her in doing what she is intended by life to do. Everything is moving in the right direction, and it is moving quickly. And it is already creating good in the world. For Brenda, I know that the light within her sheds light around her, and she is guided to the perfect actions, the perfect steps, the perfect decisions. God within her illuminates her life, allows her to see clearly and to act effectively. She has all of the guidance that she needs to be, do, and have all that she needs to be, do, and have. Her heart is full. Her mind is clear. She is well and strong and ready. And so life guides her on the perfect path. I know for Brandon, peace of heart, peace of mind. I know he is left with only a feeling of gratitude for Cody having been in his life. And he knows he is blessed and was blessed by that, and continues to be blessed by that. And he is at peace, and he is grateful. And he knows the value of love and loving. I know it is so. I know that Lori is cancer-free. The surgery did its perfect work. She moved through it smoothly. And she is now healing and whole and ready to get on with her life, with joy and the expectation of nothing but good. She moves on to the next phase, leaving this behind her, taking whatever lessons she was meant to get from it, and moving forward. And I know for Kirk, inspiration to expand his world. Inspiration to be, do, and to have what he clearly is meant to be, do, and have. I recognize that his life is already blessed particularly by the people who surround him. And I know there is more, and that he is stepping into that now. The universe calls and he responds, and it is amazing and delighting to watch. And I know for all of us, health and joy and strength and inspiration, for success in all of our projects and our undertakings. And I know that all of the people and the things that we love are blessed. I know that life is good and very good. I know that the path is clear before us. And that what we are to do, the steps we are meant to take, the decisions, the choices that we are meant to make are perfectly clear. And that there is no separation between what is meant to be and what we are aware of. It all becomes infinitely clear. And so I know each of us makes the choices we are meant to make, takes the steps we are meant to take, sees the possibilities before us, and chooses, each of us chooses the highest and the greatest. And that we choose to be all of that as well, and we are assisted in that choice by the entire universe. The way right now is made clear. And we step forward in faith and in love and in anticipation of nothing but good. Yep. We choose well. We make the best decisions and take the highest actions. And the future rolls at our feet in joy. It is all good. And we let it be so. Gratefully, with full hearts and great expectation, we let it be so. And so it is. Ah, fire! I love you all. Abracadabra, Jennifer. As I speak, I create. And so it is. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so glad you're all here. You just inspire me. I cannot wait to see what you are all going to get into this week. You know, you've stirred the universe. Just be aware that you have stirred, you personally, you, especially you out there going, oh no, not me. Yeah, you too. You have stirred the universe. And the universe will respond in kind. You don't need 12 more hours in the day, Heidi. It's already perfect. It is set up for you. You do just fine with the 24 you've got. Love you, Jennifer. Love you all. You're my spiritual family, and I'm real glad you're here. So I look forward to seeing you all again on Wednesday, 7 o'clock. I'll be here. I'll be here. And again next Sunday at noon. Tell your friends. Have them come join us. Tell them they can, my new thing is to go right into the talk pretty much and get that over with. So if they just want to hear the talk and then want to get away and don't want to chat, they can do that. And then we'll chat. Ah, Jennifer. Yes, my dear. Much love to all of you. Much love to all of you. I'll see you Wednesday. Have the most wonderful start to your week. And know that God is with you, because it can't be any other way. Celebrate yourself, my friends. You're worth it. Godspeed.